industry in Maine. Just got a big appropriation.
Good morning. Welcome to the Retirement Board meeting, December 21st, 2022. Call the meeting to order. We have one name on the public comment sign-in sheet for public comment, James Frederick.
Morning. Simply wanted to urge the board to post on the retirement fund website all the financials pertaining to the retirement fund, including performance, allocation, the actuarial report. And I guess that's about it, except one more thing. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. That's the only name on the sign-in sheet. Yeah, I'm not sure what's involved in posting. It's something IT would handle and
I can address
communications. Good.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Bob, but I just saw that you were questioning it. So my department is in the process of doing that. We do have a separate retirement board page. And I think, Kim, sorry to put you on the spot, I think we're waiting for the actuarial, whether or not we can actually put that up. But I mean, this is public information, how this is doing, so we can certainly post our monthly reports up there. But the actuarial, we're still not sure. It is a work in progress, so hopefully by January, we'll be able to at least get this up. But then it changes every month, so we'll work on getting that posted.
Okay. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is minutes from November 16th, which was our last retirement board meeting. If there are no questions or suggestions for the minutes, can I have a motion to accept them?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Secretary's report for November, Ms. Van Blunk.
Thank you. Good morning. The Bucks County Employees Retirement System had the following transactions in the month of November 2022. The total amount of contributions received from members in November of 2022 was $1,371,472. The total amount of member contributions refunded in November was $209,548, representing 16 former county employees. The total amount of monthly pension benefits issued in November was $4,367,712, representing 1,830 retirees. The following people retired in November of 2022. Leonard Grabowski Jr. From the Health Department with a length of service of 10 years, 6 months, and 2 days. Edith Hanna from District Courts with a length of service of 13 years, 4 months, and 27 days. Michelle James of the Sheriff's Office with a length of service of 33 years, 2 months, and 26 days. Debbie Meyer of the Public Defender's Office with a length of service of 48 years, 1 month, 19 days. Robert Reinecke, I apologize if I mispronounced your name, from the Sheriff's Office with a length of service of 31 years, 10 months, and 8 days. Monica Riley from Domestic Relations with a length of service of 8 years, 2 months, 23 days. Lisa Schultz from Domestic Relations with a length of service of 10 years, 5 months, 26 days. Michael Schultz from 911 Emergency Response Department with a length of service of 24 years, 6 months, and 2 days. The total amount of death benefits issued in November of 2022 was $10,972, representing 6 deceased retirees. Also attached to your board packet is the Employees Retirement Fund Investment Accounts Reconciliation for the month ended November 30th, 2022, which had a market value as of then of $899,986,565.78, which represents a market performance for the year of minus 11.2%. However, market performance of the month of 5.07%.
Okay, comments or questions regarding the Secretary's report?
Just a comment, Mr. Chairman, looking at the retirements, and I'm looking at, who I do not know, Debbie Meyer with the Public Defender's Office, 48 years and 1 month. I mean, I would just, that is amazing. I mean, she started in 1974? Wow. Right?
I guess so, yeah.
That's the year I got married. You know, I've been married for 48 years. I just want to give out a shout to Debbie for her, everybody there, but really, 48 years, that's just amazing. And I just want to give her a shout out for her years of service and thank her.
Yeah, no, excellent observation, especially in that office, which is obviously, well, many of our employees work in, offices where they do a lot of challenging work, but that one especially, Public Defender's Office. So, yes, thank you very much for her 48 years of service to the people of the county. Is there a motion to accept the Secretary's report as presented?
So moved?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is request to purchase, excuse me, part-time service for Vincent Vincent J. Caparelli.
Yes, Mr. Caparelli from Security is requesting to purchase his part-time county service from June 26, 2015 through December 9, 2016, at a total cost of $2,332. If approved, he plans to complete his purchase with a lump sum payment for the total of $2,332. I'll make a motion to approve his request.
Second?
Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Next is request to purchase part-time service for Michael T. Duncan.
Mr. Duncan from General Services is requesting to purchase his part-time county service from June 22, 1981 through August 29, 1981, at a total cost of $156.96. If approved, he plans to complete his purchase with a lump sum payment for the total of $156.96. I'll make a motion to approve Mr. Duncan's request.
Second?
Comments or questions?
Very hard to vote yes on this one, but,
You want to say why, or just,
well, Mike is much loved throughout the county.
not that we don't want to give him his part-time
No.
service, just
Just
that,
don't want him to leave.
yes. Yeah, he's another long-time, very valuable employee, so we are certainly going to miss him. Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
7, request to purchase non-intervening military service for Michael M. Woolley.
Mr. Woolley from Security Department has applied to purchase 5 years of non-intervening military service time from July 22nd, 1992 through July 21st, 1997. The current policy requires employees to complete their purchase within 3 years through payroll deductions or a lump sum payment. Mr. Woolley is asking the board to consider allowing an exemption to extend the length of his payroll deductions to 10 years. 3 years to complete purchase. This is what, I guess this is the difference, right? So if we give him the 3 years, it would be 78 pays, minimum deduction of $656 per pay, for a total cost, so let me just spell this out, for the total cost to the employee of $51,136.46. The member's portion under the 3-year period is $25,568.23. The county's portion of non-intervening military service time would also be $25,568.23 for the total of $51,136.46. Under his requested 10 years to complete purchase, there would be 260 pays minimum, deduction of $250 per pay. The member's portion would be $32,440.51. The county's portion would be $32,440.51 for a total cost to the employee of $64,881.02. If approved, he plans to complete his purchase through payroll deductions for the total purchase.
Okay, comments or questions?
I do. And it may be a question for Kathy Jo. Is he willing to do the 3 years? Do you know? Oh, I didn't get the letter. I'm sorry.
It's a lot of money. Yeah, it's a lot of money. So, any other comments or questions? Yeah, this amount of money, I don't have an issue in terms of granting the exemption. You're asking somebody to pay, $51,000 over the course of 3 years is, it's quite a bit. So if you
Do we know, like, historically, if the retirement board have done something similar to this? Does anybody know?
This is the first time we've ever asked for an exemption, as far as I remember, to the amount of years to pay it. So this is the first one that I'm aware of that's ever asked for the extension to 10 years. Usually it's 3 years.
And this could only come up, I guess, with a military service time, correct? The only time that this would be able to come up. I mean, I'd be okay as well in allowing the 10 years, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question.
What would happen if we were to decide to leave early or retire or something like that?
You wouldn't get credit for that. You have to fulfill your obligation.
So he'd get credit for just the years he'd paid off, should he decide to?
You would get credit when he gets to the full amount paid off.
So could he? So he has to stay. Well,
He gets credit for the members, but yeah, he does not get.
I mean, that's not really fair, right, to do to somebody if they decide they wanted to leave?
Well, he would get his portion, he wouldn't get the county's portion. So his contributions doesn't go away if he leaves early, but the county's portion.
So the money that he would put in the next, say he leaves 4 years from now, right? That money that he's putting in, he's going to get back, the direct money.
He's going to get credit toward his member portion as though he had put that in, yes,
But not from us for those 4 years.
not from us.
Do you think he knows that? Do you think he understands that?
That's the way it is with the 3 years even.
Yeah, but do you think he understands that's for 10 years, that he's going, that's how that is?
I did discuss it, the
Okay.
options with him.
I mean, it's his choice, obviously. So,
It's his choice. It's an increase burden to the county. However, it's not that much over the 10 years in light of all the other expenses we have. So I'm inclined to grant this exception.
any other thoughts or questions? No? Okay, is there, Ms. Van Blank, is that a motion?
Sure, I'll make a motion to approve Mr. Woolley's request, including the exemption to extend the length of his payroll deductions to 10 years.
I'll second.
For me to ask a question? Could I just ask our CFO, sorry, one letter off, opinion on this? Did you have any thoughts? But you're going to have to go to a microphone, I think.
I mean, it's a pleasure of the board to decide if they're going to grant this. I would probably just recommend that you set parameters so that there's not a request of somebody that wants to buy $5 and they spread it over 10 years, that if it's exceeding like 50% of their salary, monthly salary or weekly salary, where you might be overwhelmed with requests to spread it out further.
Okay, so right now, we can only do it for military, or could you do it for anyone, just military?
We have the policy for buying back leave of absence time too, where we give them a number of years they can.
So we could approve this, though, and then work on parameters, just, that might be a good policy thing to do, to review? Okay, I feel better hearing that, thank you.
Yeah, perhaps we can look at gradations or something, if If it's over X amount of dollars, we would, right.
Like the percentage of pay idea, because it's obvious looking at the number here. I mean, if he was asking, if it was $5,000 over 10 years, I don't think any of us would really want to grant that.
Right,
But $51,000, it was,
right.
it's a different story. Okay, so we have a motion and a second for the request to purchase non-intervening military service from Michael M. Woolley, granting the exemption. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right, number 8, approval of the county's annual required contribution, ARC, for the year 2022. So this is essentially what the certified actuarial determined contribution for 2022 for the retirement system. You want to comment on this? This essentially is what we have to put in, basically, to keep the pension system whole. And the amount we're looking at here is $7,328,786. Comments or questions?
Yes, I have a comment. So, yes, the 7 million was what we've put in, and earlier in the year, we agreed that we would set aside $1 million per month from the general fund. In September, the general fund gave $3,500,000 to cover the ARC, and then in November, the general fund also contributed another $2.7 million. So right now, the retirement fund owes back to the general fund $5.1 million. So I just want to make everybody aware of that the general fund needs to be reimbursed for that. And the sooner we do it, the better right now, because the general fund investments are earning a higher yield than the overall rate of return on the fund itself.
Okay, so the $5 million you're talking about you're saying that is owed back because we were already giving $1 million per month anyway. Is that what you're saying? Or,
Yes, we always allocate the $1 million a month, but in September and in November, we needed more.
okay.
So why did we need more? Because the actuarial numbers changed, correct?
So the additional amount that was put in isn't really funding the ARC. It's a loan to the retirement fund. It's recorded as a liability on the retirement fund books and as a receivable on the general fund books. So it really doesn't have anything to do with the ARC. It's just funding the amount of payments we have to pay out on a monthly basis. We had a lot of payments go out in September, and there wasn't enough cash flow within the retirement fund to cover it. So it's really not additional ARC. It's a due to, due from.
Understood, thank you.
All right. So if there's no other comments or questions, is there a motion to approve the ARC as it is presented?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next is, oops. All right. Next is approval of the interest rate for the year 2023. Per Act 96 of 1971, the board may, by January 31st of each year, determine the rate of regular interest to be allowed at member contributions accounts for the calendar year. Such rate of regular interest not to be less than 4% nor more than 5.5% per year. So are we being asked to just stay within that range, or we're being, okay. All right. So motion is there a motion then, or comments or questions first off? Stay between 4 and 5.5 per year. If not, is there a motion?
Did you want to say something?
So the motion in the past has always been to remain at the 4% interest.
Okay.
We've used that amount for probably the last 10 years at least, being that we're not making that within the fund. But by law, we have to set it between 4 and 5.5% each year. So currently, we're doing the 4%.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the interest rate at 4% for the year 2023.
Motion made.
Second?
Second.
All right, just a couple of seconds there. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Meeting dates for 2023. will remain the third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. Is there a motion to approve the meeting dates for 2023?
So moved?
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. We have a fee proposal from Korn Ferry.
Korn Ferry has requested a 3% increase in their fee, which would be about $100 per month additional over the amount that we pay them now. And they requested that it would start January 1st of 2023.
All right, so moving, it's about $116.
Total amount would be 43,700 for the year.
Not increase, that's the total amount.
That would be the total.
Right, yeah,
with
it's
the
not a
3%.
40, yeah.
Total with the 3% increase, we'd be paying them $43,716 for the year.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
Motion made and seconded.
Do we have any opportunity to go back to them at all, or?
Yes, we would definitely have an opportunity to go back to them if the 3% is thought to be too much.
Did they get a 3% raise last year?
They didn't get any raise last year. I don't think it was the year before they got a raise.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. I'd like to see us go back and ask them if we could get an agreement to an increase of between 2 and 2.5.
Okay, well, we have a motion and a second for, right, approval of this. Did you say you second?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second, so we have to vote on that motion. If that motion fails, then we can have a motion to ask staff to go back and revisit, or actually would have to have a motion. I think we just direct staff to go back to Korn Ferry and ask for something.
Well, we can change our motion that it's approved at, well, I guess you don't want to publicly approve it if we're going to ask for a lower amount.
You could withdraw the motion.
Motion could be withdrawn as well. It's your motion, so it's your,
I can withdraw the motion.
okay, motion is withdrawn, obviously.
Second.
Withdraw. Second, okay. All right, so we will table this until January, our January meeting. Is there a motion to table?
Can, I don't, Amy will tell me if I'm out of line here, or the chairman will. Can we make a motion to approve it at 2% if they accept it? If it's accepted?
We could, but what if they can only do 2.5?
Well, all right, how about, can we make a motion to, if they come back within our parameters, that we could just take a,
Or we could do it retroactively at the next meeting, right?
right,
I think we could do
yeah,
We can do a retroactive.
That's
to
fine.
January 1st.
okay.
All right, so is there a motion to table till next meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. I know there was some, we've talked a little bit over the past few months about doing an RFP for investment advisors. I know Ms. Ballerini did send something around last night. I was not able to take a look at it, but in terms of discussion of RFP for investment advisor, I don't know if anybody else had a chance to take a look at that.
I scanned it. I wanted to ask purchasing for some feedback on what, it's been like, what, decades since we've done that? But I wanted to see if there was anything we could pull out. or
Well,
anything.
we're not, yeah, what I sent around last night was the RFP template that was submitted by Lancaster County. It was 38 pages in length. It's very comprehensive. I like how detailed it is. Recently, with the new census, Lancaster County has now been designated a Class 2A sized county, which is exactly the same as us, which is also why I'd like to look at that one. Now, their RFP was done in 2019, but still, their requirements and their asks would be similar to what we would be looking for. I'm also waiting on a response from the controller in Dauphin County, who should be getting me their template as well. And I have a call into Allegheny County also, who recently did an RFP for their investment advisor. So really, it's just to get an idea of what our RFP would look like. We are in the process of doing that for the general fund right now. We're getting very close to awarding that RFP, hopefully with the commissioner's blessing. So I know what we had to ask for the general fund. We made sure that we crossed every T and dotted every I, and that's exactly what the goal would be here. So I have started to kind of compile what Lancaster has in theirs with the Bucks County seal on it, but it's definitely a living, breathing document that we'll all have input on.
Okay. All right. So there's no action to take at this point, but we'll wait together. We'll take a look over what you've shared already. Appreciate the work you're putting into it. Let's put it closer to the mic. And we'll wait to get some of the other stuff so we can get an idea of how we can design our own, and we'll talk to purchasing as well to get their thoughts.
There would probably, much like the RFP for the general fund, we have been working as a team with purchasing controllers, our ERP system. Like, there's many people involved in this process. So this is really just preliminary, like, here's what another county did, here's what they asked, here's what they were looking for, because we don't want to miss anything when we put this out. We want it to be tight and exactly what we want and need.
Yeah. And as I've said before, this is no reflection on the current investment advisor. It's simple. It's good management practice. It's good financial practice to be always on the lookout when you're using accountants or investment advisors, anything dealing with finance. You always want to kind of make sure that you're changing things up once in a while. You never know, somebody could pick up on something that somebody missed or different approaches, and sometimes complacency is not always a good thing when it comes to managing $900 million. So, okay. Any other comments or questions? Okay. Next is discussion of class action case against Smile Direct Club Incorporated. I'll turn to our solicitor, Ms. Fitzpatrick.
Thank you, Commissioner. As you all are aware, the fund is a plaintiff in a federal securities class action, and there has been another case that's been proceeding in state court in Nashville. Outside counsel recommended that the fund opt out of the state court action and proceed with the federal court action. A decision was needed prior to this meeting, and so, as you're aware, I took a straw poll of the board members in order to make a decision on that opt-out. The board members were each in favor of opting out, and so we did opt out of the state court action. I recommend that the board ratify that decision. And again, that decision was to opt out of the state court action, which is titled N. Ray Smile Club Direct, Inc., Securities Litigation, which is proceeding in Tennessee.
Okay, comments or questions? If not, is there a motion to ratify the straw poll taken by the law department regarding the state court action involving Smile Direct Club Incorporated?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Other matters come before the board? Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved. Oh, second. Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.